Hi, I'm Katie Grieb, the Director of Academics and College and Career Counselor for freshmen and sophomores here at Berean.
And hi, I'm Kristen Tegeler. I'm the counselor for the juniors and the seniors.
And today we're going to talk for a minute about high school timeline and what the goals are for students by grade level. So for 9th and 10th grade, the goal is to answer the questions, who are you and what do you want to do? We're looking at self-assessment and career exploration.
And when you come into 11th grade, you start asking the question, where do I want to go? And then following into 12th grade, we start to discuss the how. How do I get there? How do I start applying for colleges?
So for freshman year, our goal is that freshmen will be adjusting to high school. It can be a tough transition. It can be a great transition, but we want you to be able to settle in. We want you to make new friends. We want you to try new activities, join a club, join a sports team, try out classes that maybe you haven't thought about taking before. We want you to focus on study skills. How do I perform well in my classes? Do I have a good work ethic? We want you to be proactive in seeking help from teachers. When you struggle, who do you talk to? You go to the teachers, you ask for questions, you solicit help. You also want to be able to try out new things. We're here to help you. So if you have questions as your counselor, I want you to come and see me. You can drop by my office anytime. You can send me an email and I'm happy to help you. Sophomore year, you've already figured out what classes you are taking. You've made some friends. Hopefully you're settling in and you found a sport you love or a fine arts that you love. And we're going to continue to pursue that. We want students to be deeply invested into things that they're really passionate about and demonstrating interest in what they want to study eventually. And they can do that through clubs. They can do that through classes that they're taking. They could do that through their sports or their fine arts. It's also a good time for students to continue working on their study skills and performing well in classes because grades really do matter. And then this is the time where a student might be starting a resume. This is usually when a student is getting their driver's license and getting their first job. So having a resume can be helpful with this. And again, we are here to help you. So if you need help and have questions, come by my office or send me an email and I'm happy to help.
And now when you come into 11th grade, in the times that you've been a 9th and 10th grader, you're thinking about how you're transitioning into school and getting accustomed to high school. But once you come to 11th grade, you're starting to think about how to transition out of high school. And so some of the things that you start to think about in the where do I want to go and what do I want to do when I graduate is you start to research. You start to visit colleges or you start to visit places where maybe there's career avenues you want to explore. You want to start to update your resume that you started earlier on with Miss Grieb. This is the time where in the involvements that you've had with sports, with the arts, with clubs, where you're starting to take on those leadership roles and show impact and show initiative in ways that maybe you haven't quite before. This is the time when we're using Navient, where you're starting to add colleges to a section called Colleges I'm Thinking About, and then you and I work one-on-one to discuss what those college admission requirements are for those individual places that you're thinking of applying to in your senior year. At any point, you can drop by the College and Career Center and meet with me one-on-one. Going into our senior year, we start one-on-one meetings right when you get to school in August. This is the time in the fall where students are applying to colleges, and so every single student gets that meeting to talk about those post-high school plans that they have and personalize your plan to getting there. This is the time that students are requesting letters of recommendation for college applications, so I walk you through that process, and we keep a really tight log on the deadlines that you have to make sure that those things are met. There are workshops available for you. This is the time that you start to apply for scholarships. We talk about financial aid forms and taking college entrance exams if you need to. And so drop by the College and Career Center as well, but know that we're always here to support you on your journey.